Why are the boundaries of African countries drawn with straight lines? That always puzzled me as a child. Now I know the answer. The straight boundaries were drawn by European powers as they scrambled to claim Africa in the late 19th century. The following century saw colonizers continue to rule and exploit the African continent. Many African countries declared independence from Western powers after World War II. And since then, these African countries have been left behind to struggle and rebuild. They are viewed as a hopeless continent by the West. But in recent years, there has been a resurgence in interest from the West towards Africa. Never in history have Western powers cared so much about the fate of Africa. Well, the increased interest may be due to Western media's claims that China is now colonizing Africa. China is offering African countries aid, but Western media worries that African countries could be hurt by China's debt trap. Wow! How humanitarian of them. Though deep down, they may truly view Africa as... What's the truth? Actually, China's aid to Africa began in the 1950s. Over the past few decades, China has not only helped Africa establish railways, build schools and modernize its communication, but it also cultivated talents in various sectors. And saved 4 elephants in Tanzania. Today, China's view of Africa remains unchanged. For example, China's foreign minister chose Africa for its first overseas visit for 28 consecutive years. Not persuasive enough? Let's see how African people think about China.
Electronics, clothing.
Almost everywhere you go, you're gonna see Chinese products. Almost everywhere.
You won't find any child growing from around here not being a fan of Bruce Lee, your Jackie Chan.
Yes.
If I was the president, yeah, I would.
They're much cheaper and they're durable. Why not?
It's not really colonization, it's business. In terms of colonization, if you go back 18th, 19th centuries, you see the Europeans coming to West Africa and stuff to colonize in a more brutal form.
You guys are doing a good thing, coming and sharing your knowledge, and your technology.
Have you guys heard of a serious game called the Third World Farmer? You play as an African farmer struggling to survive unpredictable disasters, while seeking to improve their family's standard of living over several generations. If the player is not sharp enough, the whole family perishes. And it's not just a game. The only way to survive is to develop infrastructure, including communication, healthcare and education. All of which China is doing in Africa now. Western countries can ignore the living conditions of Africans and their suffering, but when others are trying to turn this hopeless continent into a hopeful continent, don't maliciously speculate their intent, please. They say that one cannot wake a person who is pretending to be asleep, but if that fake sleeper is snoring, grinding their teeth, and interrupting others, then they should be woken with a slap in the face.